Hey there, my name's Kowalski, and I thought that I wanted to make a video and share some advice. So, where do I begin? Who am I, and why should you listen to me? Well, I'm not here to really give you too much in the way of that. I'll just let you know that I really love Overwatch. I play a ton of it, hence the border on the bottom left, if you probably took a look at that. If you want to know my rank, I'm currently 3,400, almost Masters, and steadily climbing. Pretty confident. That being said, my advice is not necessarily game knowledge, it's actually life advice. I'm 22, and I'll be 23 coming March, so birthday's then. Alongside that, ever since high school when I graduated in 2016, 3 years ago, almost, I had a rough run. 2017 was a pretty rough year, and going forward, I had times where I didn't even have a desk, so I couldn't really play Overwatch. I was dedicated enough to share a room, or share a house with some people, and my roommates allowed me to have my computer, but it was under such strict situation that I had to take down my setup on a coffee table and then put it back up on a shelf. I literally went out of my way to be that dedicated to Overwatch, where I would take my PC off of a shelf, set it up on a coffee table for the allotted time I was allowed when no one else was using the living room and no one was sleeping, and play and still try to climb the ranks. No proper seating posture, really bad, lots of pain, lots of stretching to try and combat it so I didn't hurt myself, even got a hamstring issue, bad news. And I had a time where I was couch surfing. My friends were helping me out, you know? So, the point is, I've had a while to get myself back into gear, and the past year I've been improving myself. I had gained a lot of weight since then, a lot of stress, and I wasn't able to climb the way I thought I could. I wasn't able to reach the performance that I was so ready for back in my senior year of high school when I was graduating and first getting into Overwatch. So I'm finally catching up. Now that I'm in a good place, I feel like I can offer some life advice that really helped me out, and I know there's a lot of aspiring players, a lot of younger ones, and ones even close to my age, even people a little bit older, that could use some advice. So, what is my advice? Well, now to get to it, and to cut to the chase. So, things that I learned when I lost weight over the past year, and things that I learned when trying to live with working and gaming, especially a new worker, a new adult into the world, you know, just out of high school after the past few years, and still trying to figure things out. Because even 3 years, you're still just out of high school, let's be honest. A young adult is still a young adult. So your sleeping habits, your eating habits, everything, depending on the circumstance and what your parents taught you, they may be poor or they may be good or what have you. Here's what I recommend. Eat 2 meals a day. Maybe a humble breakfast, a small breakfast, not a big one, because you don't want to have to digest that and use all your energy. It'll make you tired and it'll make you sleepy. You want a snack or some kind of light meal to get you going, and then you want a decent meal in the middle of the day, and before bed, you want to pack in a wholesome meal, something nice that's going to fill you up. What's your schedule going to look like? Try to eat your meals 4 hours before you go to bed so you have ample time to digest it, and make sure that you avoid going to bed directly after, like, your phone screen or your monitor. So, what does that mean? Blue light, which is artificial light, UV light that comes from your monitor, tricks your human brain, your lizard brain, your monkey brain, into thinking it's sunlight, and that affects your eyes. So your body then sends signals thinking that, okay, my sleep schedule doesn't have to be now because I need to be awake. It's okay to be awake. It's not nighttime outside. It's not dusk, It's not 4 o'clock in the morning. No, I can be awake. Fuck that shit, dude. Okay? No. Doctors recommend 30 minutes minimum before you go to bed. And what's an easy way to pass 30 minutes? Well, save some laundry, maybe do some laundry a few hours into the day, maybe a couple hours into your gaming session in the evening before you go to bed. You just put in some laundry if you have to, and then put it in the dryer before you go to bed so it'll be nice and ready for you in the morning when you wake up. So that just takes a few minutes. What else? Brushing your teeth. That can take like 3 to 5 minutes. Saving some dishes for the dishwasher. Don't feel bad about collecting a few cups and bowls. Tell your parents or tell your spouse, you're just saving it. I'll put it before I go to bed. Just right before I go to bed, shower and everything. Just put it in the kitchen, load in the dishwasher. Takes a few minutes. And before you know it, you accumulate a good 20-30 minutes. The last hour, just be a little responsible. It helps a lot. And before you know it, you won't be bored, you'll just be a little preoccupied doing a few tasks, and you've done them. And while you're promoting better sleep ahead of time, you're also promoting yourself some good habits, getting things done for peace of mind. Because once you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to worry about it, dude. Or, man, dudette, girl, you don't have to worry about it. It's done. Once you have mental clarity, you don't have any hygiene to worry about, you don't have any needs or, obligations. Once you're free of that, you're relaxed and you'll play better. You'll enjoy your time better. And to move on from that, valuing your time. How do you value time? Well, I learned that to balance my work and my play and to make sure that I get ample practice, and this is important, getting ample practice is very important here. If you want to practice and get better, if you want to play the game optimally, you need sleep. You have to be well rested. Your brain, and to add on to more health stuff, because we're going to talk about this, your brain builds up a fluid, okay? Because like every organ in your body, like your stomach, you get waste after you get rid of all the stuff you don't need. All that food you eat, your body breaks it down and gets things that you need and takes it in and absorbs it. And then the rest is excreted from waste, whether or not it's urinated or defecated. Okay? And this process is how your brain, sleep. Sleep is how your brain flushes this fluid out, and it goes through the spinal cord. There's a whole process to this, and this is why it's important to get rest. Your brain can get degenerative issues. You can have deterioration, you can have horrible diseases happen to you because you don't sleep. You can die. You can get heart issues, palpitations, heart arrhythmias, you name it. You can have a lot of problems with sleep. So, how do you balance that with your gaming? How do you get good rest? I go to bed early, before I'm fully exhausted, before I've been awake for more than 16 hours out of the day. Think about it. You go to bed, usually people sleep, the model is 8 hours. You then have, say, 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour before work. Maybe some people commute so they get up earlier, so they have to get to work. By the time you've commuted for, say, an hour, you've been at work for about 9 hours, because if you work a full 8-hour shift, you're probably getting a 1-hour lunch. So you're already there for 9 hours at work. On top of the hour, that's 10 hours out of the day, and then you finally commute an hour home. Depending on the traffic, could be an hour and a half, but let's just say it takes an hour to get there, an hour back. So that's 11 hours. Most human beings, if you sleep on a 24-hour schedule where it's 8 hours of sleep, you want to go to bed at the 16th hour on the dot and then get up and repeat this process because you're giving yourself a 16-hour window between when you sleep and when you wake up. However, you're not going to immediately just, bam, use that 16 hours perfectly. You have to have like an hour to get ready, dude. So you already have a couple hours in the morning, commute and get ready, get to work, and an hour to get home. That leaves you with about anywhere from 3 to 4 hours of actual bandwidth to move around with. You have about 3 to 4 hours, respectively. And that is very valuable time. If you go to bed after work when you've only been awake for about 10 hours, you will sleep so good. You will need less sleep. Don't go to bed exhausted. Trust me.
Mind the beard.
Don't go to bed exhausted. If you go to bed exhausted, you'll sleep harder, you'll want to sleep in, you'll dehydrate yourself. That's another thing that I'll mention. Drink 8 ounces of water at least every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, make sure you drink at least 8 ounces. If you're talking a lot, if you're using your brain a lot, you want to stay hydrated. You want to keep your body moving. And the importance of keeping yourself hydrated is also for blood flow. You want to keep your circulatory system going, because when you sit down, you're not getting good blood flow through your legs, and that can cause blood pooling. That's why your legs get tired. You get like a dead leg. Some people get like their numb butt, their butt goes numb, or their leg goes numb when they sleep and they don't have proper circulation. That's also an issue. So, to recap on what we've gone over so far, apologies for that, is that you want to sleep on a decent schedule the best you can, and you want to use your free time early. You want to go to bed early, have a few hours before you have to take any obligations, so you don't feel like you want to rush home and finally get your free time. If you have your free time first, you put yourself first. You feel better about that. You can go home after a long day's work. You won't feel like you missed out on anything. You had your fun, and you had it when you were fully energized. Because think about how much fun you have in your free time when you have it, say, on your days off. You feel great. Hopefully. Let's hope nobody ruined it. But when you have your free time ruined, say someone throws your game at the end of the day and you feel like it's wasted, you go to bed all rustled. Your jimmies are in a rustle. You're not like Torbjorn dancing here. You're more like a Genji who's raging because he's got a fucking Winston solo ulting him. I mean, come on, dude. Like, what are you gonna do? So, again, just do yourself a favor. Sleep, drink water, stay hydrated, don't overdose yourself on caffeine, which means don't constantly drink caffeine every day. Let your body rest so you don't build up anxiety, because you can build up anxiety over time. It's not like an instant thing, and it's not like people think it is. Anxiety is something that can happen to your body when it's stressed out and it's under a lot of load. The same way your body, no pun intended with the form, the same way your body can give out when you exercise too much, that happens over time when your brain is overstimulated. And that's also the issue with the blue light. Your brain gets stimulated, and your body itself is exhausted. Your muscles need time to rest. Your body needs time to rest, and your brain controls all of that. What's happening to your body if you can't put all the resources where it belongs? You're going to get eating disorders. You're going to get issues where you're going to gain weight from stress. This is what people mean when they encompass weight gain with stress and stress eating. Because you have a disorder, because your brain doesn't know when to actually tell you what fucking time of day it is, when you want to actually sleep, when you're tired, when you're hungry. Your brain controls everything. It's you, dude. Don't fucking kill yourself. You are killing yourself by not sleeping properly. You are killing yourself by not going out of your way to put yourself first and have your free time before your obligations. You need time to wake up. You need your time for you. Your weekends will not be as important to you because you'll value all the time that you've had over the course of each day you're at work or school before that, and you feel in control. It's better going to bed early, not staying awake. Don't listen to people who try and get you to stay up after work late into the night and then go to bed tired. Go to bed happy, go to bed healthy, go to bed hydrated. If you wake up to pee, try not to check your phone. These are all things that'll help you out. And lastly, a few other tips. Things like, little things like saving things for the end of the night, that and the other. Stretching. Just getting up for 15 minutes every hour, or every couple of hours of sitting down, will do you one amazing. It'll keep you from having any blood clotting, any blood pooling, and don't worry, even if you sat down for 6 hours plus, just stretch and make sure you balance that. Because you would have to sit down for like 48 hours or 30 hours straight, not getting up at all, to really hurt yourself and to really run into risk of clotting. That's like very extreme cases. In fact, I would say upwards of 3 days of not moving is where you start running into clotting. And it's even harder to get blood clotting and have that plug you up if you don't have a history of blood clots. And you would know if you had a history of blood clotting because it would be hereditary, and when you were born, the doctors would know. That early on as a child, when you're getting tested, when you're going to hospital visits, doctor visits, pediatricians, all that shit, they would know. Trust me. So it's fine. Hospital would know. It would be a whole thing you grew up with. Your family would know about it. They would warn you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry too much. Just because someone tells you about this and now it could happen to you, it's not gonna fuck you up, okay? But just balance it, dude. Don't let it get bad. Because I almost let it get bad. I almost fucking killed myself, okay? Not like suicide. I mean, I almost died because I wasn't moving, I wasn't working, I wasn't doing anything. My father helped me out, but he kind of let me on my own for a little while. He let me relax because he knew how bad I had it for a while on my own, and I wasn't surviving out in the world, and he took it easy on me. And I pushed myself into this. He got me a gym membership, and now I pay for it myself. So, that's what I've got to say. A little speech. Not exactly structured. I don't have a script for this. I just thought I'd share some stuff, and hopefully it works out. If you want to hear more about my story and more about me, just maybe tune into my Twitch streams looking forward, or just tune into my YouTube channel. I might have more little talk videos like this in the future. I might make something more structured and make this a little more cohesive, have it well formatted at least, and have an idea and, time myself, because it's already been like 15 minutes I'd garner, the fuck, what am I saying? I'd just wager it's been about 15 minutes now, riding on 17, possibly, that I've been talking. So, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. I hope my advice helps you out. I know I rambled on. I repeated a few things. I gotta work on that. Thanks for listening. Kowalski out.